Today, we're talking to another Tegna Foundation grant recipient, Operation New Uniform. I've got the founder and executive director, Michelle McManaman. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much for having us on the show.
Of course. I know we spoke before, but now you've gotten the grant. How exciting. We'll talk about how that's going to benefit the organization. But first, tell us about the organization and what is offered.
Great. Operation New Uniform is an organization that really works and focuses with veterans that are transitioning out of the military. With that, there's a transition shift, and it's more of a mind shift change. When you hear the name Operation New Uniform, some people want to say, do you take suits? And we don't. We love you, but we want to give those to other organizations that do that. We help them think about what they're going to do in their next section of their careers, in their lives, whether it's entrepreneur or business, whatever that is.
And so do they have to be already retired or about to retire? I mean, what is the requirements if they wanted to sign up?
Yeah, great question. We have a lot of active duty that are in the last stages of their service that are going through our program. We have a lot that have been retired. There is no time limit, so they could have been out for a while, maybe in a dead-end job. We find that a lot of veterans find themselves in these weird predicaments of not being able to translate their skills. So they go to what may be a little bit easier, and it ends up being what we call a job instead of a career.
Right.
So there's no time frame. Some have been out for multiple years, and we still wanted them to come through the program if we can help them.
Why was this created? Why was this organization created?
I love that question. So my husband and I just had a vision. We wanted to help veterans learn how to sell themselves. So my husband runs a company called Sandler Training, and he teaches sales management, and leadership. And we wanted to scholar a veteran through that program. And when we did, we found that the same skills that we're teaching business owners and people how to sell a product or service, we're teaching to our veterans on how to sell themselves. Things that are very uncomfortable for them, like a 30-second commercial, on how to go to a networking event and talk to total strangers and do things that are totally out of their comfort zone, out of a lot of people's comfort zones, but specifically them because they've never had to expand their network outside of the military until they get out. So it's interesting.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, and I know firsthand with my husband who retired this past summer, and he hadn't had an interview since high school because he got in right after high school. So it was a hard transition. Thankfully, he did find a job, but it's nice to know that there are organizations out there that can also help. So now that you are a Tegna Foundation grant recipient, how is that going to help?
Well, it's amazing and wonderful. Thank you for that, by the way. Tegna has been supporting us for the last couple of years, and we're just honored to be able to have that funding to help our program. So we're expanding. In 2022, we have so many things in line to be able to really get excited about. One is 5 different programs. So the Finding the Uniform program here in Jacksonville. Then we will have 2 in Tampa. And then we're going to be hosting our first, and this is one of my favorite things, is we're going to be hosting spouses for a program in June. So if you know anybody out there that's a spouse that is just maybe struggling with finding the right fit on what they want to be when they grow up, as we say, we want to help them do that. And for our veteran community as well, you know, we just love them and we want them to succeed. So if we can't help them, we want to send them to another resource. We are connected with all the other veteran service organizations in town, and we just want to get them the help that they deserve.
Definitely. Can other people just donate or volunteer? And if so, how do they get in touch with you?
Yes, so we live on donations. Our veterans don't pay a dime to go through our program, and companies don't pay a dime to hire our veterans. So most people say, Michelle, that's a really poor business model, and I agree. But you know, God has been so good. So donations, we live by them. Companies that want to hire our veterans, that like to be supporting veteran service organizations or our organization, we would love to talk to them. They can call me directly at the office.
Okay, do you want to give a phone number, website?
Sure. So our phone number is 904-328-1600, and our website is onuvets, that's plural.org. So www.onuvets.org.
I'm just excited for you guys. Congratulations on the grant and all the great work you're doing. It's good to see you again.
Thank you so much for having us, and appreciate the grant. Have a great day.
You too. And if you'd like to see this segment again, just head on over to firstcoastliving.net.